Okay, guys, let's talk a little bit about psychological needs. And this goes in the motivation unit because, what motivates us? Why do we need things? Why do we feel like we need to do something or seek out a situation or seek out stimulation? So, let's get going. Human beings and other organisms are motivated to reduce the tension or stimulation caused by biological drives like hunger or thirst. However, we experience psychological needs as well as biological needs, and some psychological needs motivate us to reduce tension or stimulation. Other needs actually lead us to increase the amount of stimulation we experience. So, some stimulus motives. The desire for stimulation are called stimulus motives, and these include sensory stimulation, activity, exploration, and manipulation of the environment. Some stimulus motives have clear survival value. Human beings and other organisms that are motivated to explore and manipulate their environments are more likely to survive. And learning about one's surroundings increases usable information concerning resources and potential dangers. Sensory deprivation. During the 1950s, several students at a university called McGill in Montreal were paid $20 a day for participating in an experiment in which they literally did nothing. They were blindfolded, placed in small rooms. Their arms were bandaged so they couldn't feel anything, and they could hear nothing except the air conditioner. And they wanted to know what was happening as far as sensory deprivation, and this is the absence of stimulation. Some of these students slept. Some got bored and irritable. Some felt more and more uncomfortable. Some reported having hallucinations. The study was scheduled to last for several days, but many students quit during the first day. Most of those who had completed the study felt as though they'd been through a terrible ordeal, and several days after the experiment, they still found it difficult to concentrate on even simple matters. So, sensory deprivation is definitely something that can affect us and affect our brains. All people seek sensory stimulation, and it's clear that some need it more than others. Some people like being couch potatoes. Other people prefer more active lifestyles. And it's not really clear why some people seek high levels of sensation and others prefer low levels. There might be some inborn factors or learning factors there. But regardless, everybody seeks some sort of stimulus. The question, do people and animals explore and manipulate their environment because these activities help them meet the needs for food and safety? We don't really know. However, both animals and humans seem to have a need to explore objects in our environment. We're very curious creatures. Many psychologists believe that exploration and manipulation are reinforcing in and of themselves. And if you give monkeys some sort of mechanical device, they will learn how to manipulate them without any reward other than the pleasure of doing so. Human infants will play endlessly with anything, anything that makes noise or they can turn over in their hands that they can pick up and hide. And what these two environments seem to say is that the desire for novel stimulation is a natural to both people and to animals. People who are driven to get ahead and tackle challenging situations and meet high personal standards of success are said to have what we call achievement motivation. So students who demonstrate high achievement motivation will work on difficult test items until they find the answer or run out of time. And these students tend to earn higher grades than students with equal abilities but lower achievement motivation. And there are different types of goals, and so achievement motivation can be fueled by different sources. Performance goals are specific goals such as gaining admission to college, earning the approval of parents or teachers, or simply avoiding criticism. Learning goals are like learning for learning's sake, and this is a very powerful motivator. People who demonstrate high achievement motivation may be influenced by more than one type of goal. Performance goals are usually satisfied by external rewards like extrinsic rewards, and these are good grades, a good income, etc. On the other hand, learning goals are usually satisfied by internal or intrinsic rewards like self-satisfaction. Some people are motivated to achieve cognitive consistency, and that is they seek to think and behave in a way that fits what they believe and how others expect them to think and behave. People are primarily motivated to behave according to their beliefs. So a person who's politically liberal would find it difficult to support a conservative candidate. According to most psychologists, most girls and boys are going to try to behave in ways that are consistent with what people expect of females and males in society. And people prefer that pieces of their lives fit together. The balance theory says that people need to organize their perceptions, opinions, and beliefs in a harmonious manner, meaning that they all fit together nicely. And we want to maintain a cognitive balance by holding consistent views and by being with people who share our beliefs and values. We like to be balanced. When somebody is going to disagree with us, we have an uncomfortable state of imbalance. And we may attempt to end the uncomfortable state by trying to persuade the other person to change his mind or attitude. And relationships can survive disagreements. However, more basic conflict, like disagreements over kind of trivial matters like taste in food or movies, whatever. But basic conflicts over religion, politics, or personal values can create this imbalance, and it can become hard to get over. When we dislike certain people or have no feelings toward them one way or another, their attitudes are not of much interest to us. And because we don't care about them, we're not greatly affected by the disharmony between their views and ours, and this is called non-balance. According to the cognitive dissonance theory, people are motivated to reduce inconsistencies and imbalances. And this suggests that people having a basic disagreement may seek to reduce the dissonance by trying to pretend the differences between them are unimportant, or even by denying that these differences exist. So cognitive dissonance, suggests that people having such a basic disagreement may seek to reduce this dissonance by trying to pretend that this difference isn't there. So they may avoid thinking about these differences and put off dealing with them as long as possible. So again, here's some theories of motivation, and we're going to stop right there.